I know you've all waited for some time to listen to the declaration. In elections, to compete is part of democracy. To lose is part of democracy, and to win is also part of democracy. So let me congratulate my competitor, the National Democratic Congress, and also use the opportunity to thank the teaming supporters of the NPP in the Okankwe Central Constituency and the National Party at large. We fought a good fight, we waged a very good campaign, and God has been so good to us. We thank the good Lord for giving us victory. Thank you for the support from the leadership of our party and from Parliament. You can see the majority leader here, and some members of Parliament, as well as some members of the general public and the constituency around to support and witness this very important declaration. I thank you very much, media, for your presence. God bless you.
Chairman, I'll go home. Chairman. All right, so Patrick Yabuama, they're speaking to us, now declared winner for Okankwe Central. I'll try and tease a few words out of them. They're having a photo moment when they are done. That brings the number of recollated constituencies to 5, all in favor of the new Patriotic Party. Obuasi East, Tema Central, and Swam Adwadri, Ahafo Ano North, and now Okankwe Central in favor of Patrick Boama. So it looks like it's been a good day for the NPP during this Recollation exercise. That seat, Okankwe Central, was initially declared in favor of the NDC's Baba Sadiq. The Electoral Commission has now added results from 31 polling stations and have now overturned the earlier declaration, which was done in favor of Baba Sadiq, now in favor of Patrick Boama, the Member of Parliament, sitting Member of Parliament for that constituency, one of the leaders of the NPP in Parliament. Leader, 5 now. You're still praying.
Prayer, prayer, prayer.
All right, the majority leader has been praying since morning.
Prayer, prayer, prayer.
The majority leader has been praying since morning, and it's been good. It's been good for the NPP. They will have all the 5 that have now been declared yet. 4 more constituencies left. We have the Dom Kwabenya seat. You have Alwyn. You have Ahafo Ano Southwest. Now, let me mention that the Okankwe Central seat, there was a bit of dispute there. The candidate for the NDC, Baba Sadiq, he disagreed with the processes that was ongoing at that Recollation center. So he actually abandoned the Recollation midway, and because he says that he stands by the earlier declaration and is not in agreement with the Recollation exercise that was currently ongoing here because of some disputed pink sheets. So he left, and the declaration was done without the NDC for the Honorable Patrick Boama. So on the pink sheets, it's only the NPP's representatives that have signed on that pink sheet that has now been declared in favor of Patrick Boama. We've not had any major incidents in the past few minutes. Generally, it's been a calm atmosphere here with the police keeping law and order. Occasionally, you would hear people argue, but that has just been it since morning, since we got here. So the recollation is ongoing for the constituencies that are left, and they'll just try and just have a look around and see what's happening here at the Electoral Commission's regional office here here in Accra. This is ChannelOne TV. We're bringing this to you live on our television. We are the Election Bureau, and we've been with you throughout this election process, pre-election, on election day, the counting, collation, declaration of results, post-election. And we've been your authority on this 2024 elections, as we have covered all the angles for you here on ChannelOne TV. Where I'm currently standing at the Dom Kwabena table, where the Honorable Michael Kwe, Chairman, you have 5 now.
We are not done. The process is still ongoing. You are aware of that. Yes, we are done with, in my region so far, we are done with Tema Central. We are also done with Okangwe Central. We are left with Ablekuma North and then that of Domikwa Benya. With Ablekuma North, we had issues with
that has been truncated. The presiding officer says he cannot continue, and he's referring it to the Electoral Commission. What do you propose is done for Ablekuma North?
Say it again.
Yeah, what do you propose is done for Ablekuma North?
Well, you see, we have a situation where those guys managed to snatch some of our pink sheets, also that of the EC. And the NDC is also claiming that they also don't have the full complement of their pink sheets. In our case, you know, this whole arrangement started from other constituencies. So just when I picked that intel, I asked all my candidates to scan their pink sheets. This woman, Ekwe Free, did extremely well. She managed to scan all. So as we speak, we have the scanned copies of all the constituencies, the polling stations, the pink sheets. But
the returning officer says he wants the primary source of the scanned documents, not the.
Well, that is the challenge that we have now, and we're waiting for the EC to take a final decision on that constituency. Then we know what to do.
Do you back any decision to have a rerun of that constituency?
We've done the elections already. We are done. This idea of having to rerun, I think we are not there yet. It's not an option I will go for. I mean, look at the stress we are going through, and you are saying that we have to start this all over again. If there is a way we can solve this, because the scanned copies are copies of the original. And I think that it is up to the EC to establish the authenticity or otherwise of the scanned copies. Otherwise,
if they don't have the original copies, how do they even authenticate?
No, but they issued, I mean, it's coming from a particular polling station. It's the EC that issued out the pink sheet. So they will have their, what we call, if it were to be a check, the stamp copy, you know, when you tear. So the reference, the serial number should be there. So they should be able to fall on that one to establish the authenticity of the pink sheet, of the scan copy that we have. Again, the presiding officers who sign, I mean, if you sign a pink sheet, you will know that I signed this. So they should invite, these are all, even though temporary, these are all staff of the EC. So they should be able to invite them for them to, you know, tell everybody whether indeed they signed those pink sheets or not. Otherwise, why do we hire them to work? So I think that the onus now lies on the Electoral Commission to take a decision, you know, that will serve the interests of all of us. So I think so far we've subjected them to too much stress, and I pray that we should be able to bring finality.
Subjected us also to?
Everybody, including ourselves too, including elections that, you know, ended sometime. We should have ended it by now. Anyway.
All right, thank you very much. So that was the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NPP, Divine Agohum, speaking to us about his observations, what he thinks should be the way forward. 5 constituencies have been recollated and declared for the NPP, all of them for the NPP. Now, these include Obuasi East. I'll quickly run by you the figures from there. First, let me give you Tema Central, which has been declared in favor of the NPP's candidate Charles Forson. He polled 18,870 votes. E.B. Bright of the NDC, who had originally been declared winner at the constituency level, the Electoral Commission said that process was illegal. It did not follow due process, and so recollation has been done. E.B. Bright polled 18,815. Frederick Enieje polled 209 votes. That means that Charles Forson is now the Member of Parliament elect for Tema Central. Let's move on to the Nsawam Adredri constituency. The majority chief whip, Arnaud Dompre Frank, he polled 29,640. Patrick Tete polled 92. Philibert Fume, he polled 29,433. He is the candidate for the NDC. Kojo Golo, he polled 61. Mustafa Rashid polled 80. That also means that Frank Arnaud Dompre, the majority chief whip, has retained his seat. He is the parliamentary candidate elect for Nsawam Adredri and is expected to be sworn in into the 9th Parliament. Now, I'll take you to the Obuasi East constituency now. Patrick Boachi Yadom, he polled 18,558. Samuel Abuaje of the NDC polled 18,539. Patrick Boachi Yadom is the NPP's candidate, and Ejay Owusu Efriye polled 424. By virtue of this, Patrick Boachi Yadom has been elected a Member of Parliament for Obuasi East. Now, this is ChannelOne TV. This has been our live coverage of the 2024 general elections. I'll give you figures from Ahafo Anu North. That was also in dispute. That has been settled by the Electoral Commission today. Eric Nana Ajiman Prempe of the NPP, after Recollation, polled 20,353. Kwasi Eduse of the NDC polled 20,232. Per this Recollation, the NPP's candidate Eric Nana Ajiman Prempe has been declared winner of Ahafo Anu North and is expected to be sworn into Parliament, into the 9th Parliament, come midnight of 6th of December. This is our live coverage of the Recollation exercise currently ongoing here at the Electoral Commission's regional office here in Accra. My name is Charles Osukumi. You are watching ChannelOne TV, the election bureau. All through morning, we've been here. We've covered all the chaos that ensued, especially at the Tema Central Coalition table, where the NDC's candidate, E.B. Bright, and with support from the Member of Parliament for South Dai, Roxy Nelson, Dafia Mekpo, disagreed with the recollation process. Their issues was that the Electoral Commission had intended to just recollate, just add up the two polling stations that had not been added to the original collation. But according to the court, the court had ordered that a recollation be done, and so he had expected that all the pink sheets from the various polling stations would have been recollated. So he disagreed with that process and left. When he left, the presiding officer, who had earlier told us that he was not going to continue with the recollation exercise because he had felt that his life and that of his family had been threatened, and so he was not going to go ahead. unless, of course, the NDC were present and a compromise had been reached between the two parties involved in the matter, and a clear way forward has been achieved, then the recollation exercise would continue. And so he also left the recollation process. He gave his name as Brobe. He left the exercise, and the recollation was done by deputy returning officers who later declared Charles Forson as the Member of Parliament-elect for Tema Central. Aside that, there were also issues with the Okankwe Central Constituency, also related to pink sheets. The candidate for the NDC, Baba Sadiq, who had earlier been declared winner during the original coalition, which was done on December 7 and 8, he said that, well, he disagreed with the process that was ongoing at that recollation table because the pink sheets, the master pink sheets that were presented by the Electoral Commission had figures different from their own pink sheets given to them by the copies of pink sheets given to them by the Electoral Commission. And so they did not trust the integrity of the process and could not stay with it and partake in what was going on. So he also abandoned the processes that was ongoing here. That continued, and Mr. Patrick Boama, the Member of Parliament, sitting Member of Parliament, has now been declared the Member of Parliament-elect for Okankwe Central. Initially, we had received reports that the NDC were not going to be present at all. Actually, when we got here in the morning, we did not find any members of the NDC taking part in the exercise. But later, some of them came in, Baba Sadiq, Ibi Bright, Dafia Mekpo, and then later some of the party executives. Rashid Tanko himself was here, the Deputy Director of Elections and IT of the NDC. He was here to observe the process, just showing his displeasure at some of the processes that were ongoing here. All of them have left currently. You can rarely find people from the NDC taking part in this exercise at the moment. So I am going to go over the constituencies that have been collated already. 9 of them were supposed are expected to be recollated today. When the Electoral Commission restarted this, recollation exercise, there were about 12 of them. There was Fantiankwa North, there was Suhum, and then there was also Akwatia. All of those have been declared in favor of the NPP. Now, because of security breaches and the inability of the police to, as it were, provide security for the Electoral Commission officers, that's according to the Electoral Commission, that exercise was also truncated. So, following deliberations between the Electoral Commission and the police, even though the police say that they have intel that party supporters have been told to amass at these collation centers, they have gone ahead and provided security for this exercise to continue. So we're left with 4 constituencies. We have Ablekuma North, we have Ahafo Ano Southwest, Alwyn, and Dom Kwabena. So these are the 4 constituencies that are currently left to be collated. So I imagine, Mr. Bill, it's been a good day, sir. Yeah, we spoke to you earlier in the morning. You were determined to go ahead with this recollation exercise. We've done 5 currently, right? Mr. Banobio is the Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission. How has the process been so far?
The process has been smooth, and we are working on the remaining 4. Hopefully, we'll get through all of them before the close of the day.
What are these for?
We have Techiman South. We have
Ablekuma North.
Domikwabenya. We have Ahafano Southwest. And then Ablekuma North. But Ablekuma North, we are not going to do anything about it now. We'll hold it here for commission to make a determination as to the next line of action.
Okay. So yes, because the returning officer has truncated the process, he says he cannot continue because he doesn't have the full complement of the pink sheets. You're the Director of Electoral Services. What is the way forward for Ablekuma North?
As I indicated, the commission will make a determination on that position. So I wouldn't want to take the wind out of the sail.
Yes, but in that determination of the way forward, is there a likelihood that there will be a rerun of Ablekuma North?
It will be the outcome of our interaction and the outcome of the decision that the commission will take. So from here, I cannot say either yes or no. It's something for management to decide, not at my level.
I just spoke to the chairman of the NPP in Greater Accra, Divine Agohum. Now, he's indicated that the commission can find ways of recollating Ablekuma North without necessarily going for a rerun. He says you can use serial numbers, you can use signatures. Are these processes that the commission would consider?
As I indicated, let management decide. I wouldn't want to go there.
Thank you very much. As Mr. Banobio indicated, the remaining constituencies include Techiman South. I earlier mentioned our win. Forgive me, it's actually Techiman South. I've seen the Member of Parliament of Techiman South, Ajemen Sakosa, around. He's not currently in the room, but I think I just spotted him outside. So Techiman South, Ablekuma North, Domikwabenya, and Ahafano Southwest are now the 4 constituencies that remain from the 2024 general election that was held in December, on December 7. So these constituencies remain, and we expect that by close of day, the Electoral Commission would have concluded with the collation of these constituencies. So Ablekuma North currently has been truncated. The process has been truncated. We're told that the Commission will make a determination on Ablekuma North later. The other 3, we're confident that by close of the all of it should have been recollated. So this on my left is the table for Domikwabenya, and then on my right is Ahafano Southwest, where the collation exercises are currently ongoing. This is Techiman South, I believe. Excuse me, sir. Techiman South, right? In Samadweji is already been concluded in favor of the majority chief whip, the Honorable Frank Anna Dompre. If you just tuned in, this is ChannelOne TV. This is our live coverage of the 2024 elections, continuing into late December, where we're having to recollate results, parliamentary results for some outstanding constituencies. Originally, there were about 12. The Electoral Commission recollated results for 3 constituencies, Fantiakwa North, Akwatia, and Suhum, and declared those results, the results for those constituencies, all in favor of the NPP, and the process was halted and has now resumed today, where 9 of them were expected to be recollated, but Ablekuma North has been put on hold because the returning officer in charge has left because he says he couldn't continue with the process anymore and referred the recollation exercise to the Electoral Commission to make a decision because he didn't have the full complement, about 62 pink sheets to make the full complement of the electoral results. So that is one of the 9. Also, Tema Central, that has been declared already in favor of the NPP's Charles Forson. Obuasi East has also been declared in favor of the NPP. And Suwama Duedri has also been declared in favor of the NPP. Ahafo Anu North also declared in favor of the NPP. Tema Central, the latest constituency to have been recollated and redeclared, also declared in favor of the Member of Parliament for the Okankwe Central, Patrick Boama, who just left the premises a short while ago. In your short, leaders of the NPP having conversation. The Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NPP, Agohum, having conversations with his people. There is also the majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin. He's been here since morning, trying to observe the process, marshal his people as the recollation exercise goes on. It's been a difficult moment for the majority leader. He's been trying to push through some bills and some tax waivers in Parliament. He has been met with stern opposition from the minority. Unfortunately for him, after 6-7 December, he will be in the minority, and he needs experienced hands. If he is going to be retained as leader of the NPP caucus, he needs experienced hands to help him lead that group. So having Patrick Boama by his side would be very important for the majority leader and Member of Parliament for Afutu Alexander Afenyo-Markin. So, Chairman, I imagine this is Techiman South. All right. So this is the Techiman South. This is the Techiman South table where they are collating for Martin Ejit Mensah Kosa. I've just seen him come in. Martin Ejit Mensah Kosa, the Member of Parliament for Techiman South, and the Minister for Local Government, Martin Ejit Mensah Kosa. I'm hoping to retain the seat in Techiman for Techiman South. Remember that in Techiman South, in the year 2020, there was a declaration in favor of the Honorable Martin Ejit Mensah Kosa, and the Electoral Commission said at the time that once declaration had been done at the constituency level, and that was it. Nothing else could be done, and any aggrieved persons were supposed to go to the High Court and seek redress. Mr. Benjamin Banobio, he explained that he actually replied the critics who say that if that process was upheld in 2020, why has it not been upheld again in 2024, where declarations have been made at the constituency level, but the Electoral Commission is going on ahead and recollate and redeclare at the national level? Well, he says that in 2020, that recollation exercise that was declared for Ejit Mensah Kosa followed due process. He says it followed due process and was legal. However, the ones that have been done during this 2024 are not legal, and so the onus is on the Electoral Commission to recollate these results and declare winners. Looks like the recollation for Techiman South has been done, and so it will soon be declared very soon. Well, I get indication that the Member of Parliament for Techiman South, Ajay Mensah Kosa, has been declared the winner. He's standing by with the majority leader. He's standing by with the majority leader, waiting for the returning officer to come and make that declaration. To make that declaration. Excuse me, sir. Who's the returning officer here? The returning officer. Okay. All right. So we're all waiting with bated breath, waiting for the returning officer. The returning officer here to come and declare the results for Techiman South.